Hey everyone, are you a copycat? Today, so am I. At some point, I'm going to copy this little figurine and make a mold out of it, but that's not why we're here. Why we are here is me and my friend Jen put together a little collaboration with some other creators where we were all paired up and then tasked with picking a project from each other's lists to copy. And that's kind of a loose term where we're not out to completely rip each other off. We're just giving our spin on it because we all do that. You watch people's videos, you get ideas. Sometimes ideas converge, other times not so much. With this, I got paired up with Mary at Resin Me Up. She has an extensive catalog, a huge body of work. And so I want to recreate her tinfoil thing. She went down the rabbit hole pretty far. And just for disclosure purposes, this is the third time I'm doing this. The first time it came out pretty. I'll show it to you. It came out pretty, but it wasn't what I wanted. The second time, the resin leaked and changed color and got weird. And I really honestly don't even want to show you that, but I was talking to a friend of mine and I was telling him how sometimes with art, it's not always about the destination. Sometimes it's about the journey. And so I want to be honest about my journey through this to get it right, because I want to get it right. I might show you some little clips from all of that just so you can see what we really went through to get here, hopefully here, because I haven't done it yet. Again, third try. The plan was to take this fancy clock mold, put down this 3D print that we so graciously got my husband to print for us, lay down, kind of get the stained glass effect, put the tin foil behind it. Mary's done a few videos with the tin foil. It came out really cool. Got me to thinking about this. And to stay true to her one video that I'm pulling from, she did a clock. So we too will do a clock. And just so we're clear, I'm not trying to go better than Mary, and we're not competing with each other. This isn't a her versus me thing. This is really about just exploring things that you don't normally do, stepping outside of yourself and embracing the fact that we all pull ideas from each other. Like, that's why I do these videos, is to put my ideas out there. I want you to take my idea. A little shout out wouldn't be unreasonable, but whatever. Just ideas should live and they should bloom. So let's do it. Okay, so I want to begin with the 3D print. I got my husband to print a few of these out. I told him just to print whatever and I would put it in, and he couldn't decide, so he printed me 3 and he gave them to me like Happy Mail. So in the end, we decided to do this one. I had to cut the fairy out, and here I actually did her with a little preview of what's to come. I saved her. She's in the middle. So the first time I did this, I wasn't really thinking about filling it with color. It was just going to be a design in the clock. And because it was so thin, it pretty much just got buried in the resin, and then only then did I think about putting color on it. And putting color behind it just didn't really work. I'll show it to you. And then the second time around, I thought I would put it on top of the cured resin and then fill that in with color. But that didn't work either, because it seeped underneath and it got really dumb. So here on our third try, I had to make it a little bit thicker. We're going to use some resin tape. Do it the right way. But likewise, I think I'm going to put down just a teeny tiny bit of clear UV, just to make sure it's not breaching containment. Gonna have to just leave those smaller spaces. So enough room. We're taking our chances. Okay, we'll go ahead and cure that. You need to be careful when you're using UV resin on any kind of black surface. You should do it in extremely thin layers, all that bit. It's hard for the light to penetrate all that darkness. Okay, so with this, I want to start in the less obvious spots, which are where the little leaf petals would drop. It's kind of a strange design because it has that flower in the center, but it has this spot right here, which I think is another flower. And then it's got a teeny tiny flower right there. So, gotta figure it out. When I was doing the first clock, since I had to, fill in the back with something, I thought I might as well just play around and see what I get. And the result was actually interesting because it was kind of hideous, but at the same time, the little stained glass piece in the middle was really beautiful. So I immediately wanted to jump and try it again. And the do-over it was sad. Okay. You're lucky I'm even showing it to you because that was a hot ass mess. I'll put this on a white background. It's a little bit easier to see the UV resin's such a pale color. It's really hard to see it, especially with the green on the back. It's gonna distort it a little. Okay. I'm sort of torn with this purple that's right here because it's really, really bright. I think it might be a little too bright. I'll just go with red. And this color UV, like, I had to color these myself. Like, the colors that they actually are extremely pale. Oh, also, just so we know, I sealed this with like black acrylic paint. The filament that we printed it in is black, but it's kind of matte finish, and I don't want this thing releasing bubbles once I stick it into the resin. Yes, I don't want to be hitting this with the torch. This is really cheap, thin-ass plastic. Okay. Caught a bubble in the green one. Well, I caught a bubble in a few places. Well, anyway. Whatever. Freaking bubbles. It's one thing I don't like about the color UV is that you have to stir it or shake it to get the color mixed up. But that inevitably puts bubbles in it. Let's see if I can just top it up. The bubbles are kind of killing it. Although, would you even notice with the foil behind it? There's a little test piece from one of my reject test pieces. But it's going to be more probably like that. It's going to just be floating. Yeah. That texture from the foil might actually obscure those bubbles. What do you think? I think I definitely need to have a lighter background. Whatever I do on the foil needs to be light. I like foil color. There's an idea. Okay, you see lemon yellow? Look at. There's no, it's not yellow, y'all. I stirred it up too. There's not a hint of yellow in there anywhere. See what we get with the orange red. Yeah. Yeah. Screw it. Let's go for it. This little teeny tiny flower here in this color. Ugh. God, I hope this isn't gonna ruin it. I'm going to use this one that says pink. It's actually kind of pink. It's more red than anything. Whatever, okay. Oh, and hey, shout out to whoever the first person was that did the stained glass thing. I want to say it was Louise Singleton, but you know, the resin YouTube craft community's been around for a hot ass minute, so tracking down who the originator of this idea is, yeah, I don't know if it's you. Raise your hand. Where is my other yellow? I knew we've got another yellow. Okay, hold up. I'm just gonna color this because clearly it has no color. If you're gonna color UV resin with alcohol inks, it's just to let it sit and let some of the alcohol purge off. I'm a little unsure what colors to do in those kind of empty moon spaces, if anything. Gosh, there's bubbles in every single one of these. It should be okay though, because we're gonna put it in front of the foil, so it shouldn't matter. Hopefully. That pink up there is really nice. Of course, you can't really tell much of a difference between that and the red. They're almost identical. That one, a little dummy. I think I'm gonna take a chance and color the rest of the moon in yellow. Okay, I think that's good enough. I just want to get it like suspended in a little clear layer of resin. It's looking a little patchy. That's a huge bubble. Holy crap. Holy crap. You know, I've mentioned on my channel before, Leah Dia Design. She does this with like acrylic blank. She uses her laser cutter to do them. She's really good at this. You should go check it out because she does it the right way. I'm just, you know, you know. I just want to get it down in a little clear layer. I'll let it cure and then we'll come behind that and do all the foil stuff. Oh, I got some purple tinsel in there from a different project. It's all over my table. Yeah, you have to switch from project to project quickly when you have one thing of resin because it's heating up, so you're in a hurry. Let's get that out of there. Come on now. I really don't know which side I should put in. I guess it doesn't matter, but I'm gonna put in the back side. The back side looks better than the flip side, so that's what we're doing. I might need to actually get some more resin for this, quite possibly. See those little bubbles popping out? These little surface bubbles I don't think will make much difference that are on the stained glass piece because we're going to have the foil stuff behind it. But if there were any bubbles trapped under this, it's not going to be cute. That's going to be real dumb is what it's going to be. So I'm going to lift it up just to make sure it's all coated good. And we're going to drop her down one more time. There we go. Come out. Come out. Come out, come out, come out. More freaking tinsel. It's everywhere. This tinsel is everywhere. Is that like a message from the universe that I should put this purple tinsel into this thing? Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not going to do it. I do, however, think that to get the real stained glass effect, you need, like, it just needs to be clear behind it or have something white. I'm not so sure. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a little bit more clear in there so we'll have a definite gap between this layer and the foil layer, which should let light in. In theory, that's the theory. I'm going to mix up a little bit more, throw that in, and we'll come back and do the foil later. All right. Okay, I don't think the fancy folding made a Sam's hell bit of difference, but I tried. It's a little better on this side a little bit, huh? Okay, we'll go with this side. Looks kind of embossed. Try to leave it that way. Okay. Now, in Mary's video, she used regular UV resin and she let it get a little bit tacky first. I'm going to use builder gel, which will just stay tacky. You don't have to worry about like it curing too much or not enough, because it's meant to be sticky. They use this stuff for doing nails. If you get your nails done, you know, it's for kind of working from the bottom up. That's what we're going to be doing here. So this is going to be our nail bed, and we're going to build this up starting with this. And so then anything we put on top of this will adhere to it. And really all it is just an extremely high viscosity UV resin. But it's dirty and I need to get a new one. I'm going to use, I think, one of these little sponges to get it on there instead of a paintbrush. It's pretty thick. Yeah, I might just have to get my fingers in it, but I don't want to flatten it out. I guess I'll just scrunch it back up before I cure it. If I were doing this just for myself and not for this project, at this point I would have abandoned the foil, because there are probably better ways to achieve this kind of texture in the background. You can do some really cool stuff with the foil, but this ain't it, honey. What Mary did was cool though. Definitely, but she also let the foil be foil, you know. She worked with it, not against it, which I'm kind of not. I should, but I'm not. I'm not. Okay. I'm gonna scrunch it back up again. I'm gonna cure that. We'll come back. Okay, so instead of going for the obvious thing here, I thought I would bust out some of my lighter colors. I'm gonna give those a go because I did dark on the test pieces, and I feel like it's kind of washing out the stained glass piece. Like, I think it really needs to be light colored in the background. So there's some white. I'm just gonna sprinkle it on here. I'm not gonna see that at all until we do. Maybe it's like a peachy color. These little bottles are nifty. They got sprinklers on them. This one doesn't have a sprinkler on it. We need to normalize sprinklers on these bottles. Oh, too much. Too much. Wild card. Got some interference green over here. That'll give us a slight color shift when you look at it from an angle. Ultimately, like, these types of colors look better when they're on black. See, I swatched it. Hey, there's a pro tip for you, by the way. If you get ghost pigments, interference pigments, aurora pigments, whatever, swatch them on the top. Just put some nail polish or something over it. That way you'll see what it looks like with black, because that's a lot different than that. Yeah. I'm gonna use my fluffy brush and smear it around. Ugh, I hate doing this with paintbrushes. I would like to use my beauty blender, but it'll chew it up. Try this yellow one. Basically making our own variegated foil here. So I think the path of least resistance here for me is to take this out and just hit it with the clear coat. So I'm going to do that. We'll be right back. All right. Okay, we're back. I was debating like cutting this up and kind of using it like little mosaic pieces, but I really like the kind of patina that's got going on there. So I think we'll go ahead and draw a little outline and cut it out. See if we can get it to fit. I want this kind of lighter color to fall behind the pattern. I think the dark colored background's kind of the bad guy here. Like, it's not doing it any favors, so I think we just need to keep the background light. Okay. First things first, let's... Oh, the light is bright. I'm gonna hold it up. You don't need to see it. One thing that Mary did on her piece to give it some visual interest was kind of some swirly doodles with UV resin. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna tell you why. I'll screw it up. That's why. Actually play with that idea a little bit. A test piece. But I just don't think it brings anything to the party. I'm debating whether or not just to let it cover that hole. Yeah, I probably should. Get all jacked up if I don't. Let's see. It's impossible to see what's going on the other side. It drives me nuts. Okay, well, I guess I'll go mix up some resin. We'll come back. Okay, before we get back to our regularly scheduled programming, see these laundry soap bottles? They're very nicely designed for viscous, thick liquids, much like resin. Laundry soap and resin, they kind of run in the same lane. And bonus, it has a handlebar. The thing about the big bottles is that if you try to get a precise measurement and you pull it back too quick, what happens? What happens? It runs down the side. Whoops. We got a little drip because I pulled it back so quickly, but that's it. That's it. And then it's got that nifty little thing in there to catch it. It all goes back in again. And it's really easy to put the resin from your existing bottles into this. If you've ever tried lifting up those big, heavy, bulky bottles, like you need to like be a weightlifter to do that. It's not. And another thing is if you try to ease into your measurements by slowly pouring it in, it tends to rush out. Or it just doesn't come out at all. So yeah, you could just reuse your laundry bottles. Just make sure you rinse them out really good and dry them. Because, you know, resin, water, no, they don't play. Okay. I probably should have put the resin in there before I put the foil in, but I wanted to make sure it was going to fit. And now I'm not going to take it out because if I pull this back to pull this out, I'm going to loosen that bottom layer. That's not good. We can't do that. I'm not going to worry too much about trapping any bubbles in there. I want to just break off a little piece and put it there because it didn't get all the way in. Might come poke for bubbles. I don't think it's gonna matter much with the bubbles. We've got the surface of this thing already done, so whatever's going on in the backdrop, we'll just give it character. We'll let this cure and we'll come back with like a glitter layer on the back or something, just because the foil's not cute. We need to do something to that, so we'll leave that. I'll use the leftover resin for a different project I've got going on. You may or may not see. We'll find out. All right. All right, we're back. Let's get it out of here. Still a little bit soft. Ooh, we got there, finally. We get the clock. I think it goes like that. I took the little washer out, so it's not going to sit in there good, but there we go. That's pretty cute. I don't hate it. Do you hate it? Do you love it? Hey, it took a few tries to get here, but we finally did, I think, maybe, sort of. Anyway, if you're new here, if you came from Mary's channel, hey, thanks for sticking it out. I hope it didn't disappoint. Be sure to check out Mary's video below. I'll put a link. And also check out Leah Dia Designs. Again, she knows what she's doing when it comes to the faux stained glass thing. And me, not so much. But hey, That's how you learn, right? You got to go through it before you get there. Anyway, if you got this far into the video, as always, I appreciate you watching. I hope you learned something. I hope you try something. Until next time, folks. Bye.